welcome back to the Dwarven Tavern. I am your host, Dr. Jeff Goins, and this time, this review is going to be, it's another Pathfinder. It's Pathfinder night, apparently. Um, and this is called the Book of the Damned. Pathfinder, Book of the Damned. I really have to get used to where that book's supposed to be so I can show you. The Book of the Damned. There it is. It's the Damned. This book you can also find at paizo.com/pathfinder, and this one goes for $44.99. MSRP, which you can probably find it cheaper elsewhere if you look hard enough. They may have specials on it or whatever. So I'm gonna slide this over and take a look. Put my cat up on my shoulder so she can go on gargoyle duty for me, and I'm gonna take a look at this book. Now, this is a review, yes, but it is also a first look and first impressions. So I have yet to have looked at this book, and I'm going to take a look at it and see what it says. So, what is this book? Introductione. The Book of the Damned contains the greatest collection of profane lore in the multiverse. This blasphemous book consists of numerous scattered chapters divided into 3 volumes: demonic, demonic, D-A-E, demonic, D-E-M, and diabolic. And of course, the diabolic is devilish. This is a book of the Damned. Looking at the table of contents, I will say it's 286 pages of Hellfire and Brimstone, to be sure. First appearances, the Kostchichi Lamashtu Mahathala Zuba. Nice. Visuals, spot on. Just like what you might expect to find in a good Pathfinder book. I don't see any of those frickin' little goblin scrappy doos. So, and you know what? If you like goblins, Pathfinder goblins, feel free. But I don't. Okay, so yeah, this is my little black kitty, Xena. She spends her every waking moment perched upon my flesh somewhere. And then when we go to sleep, she sleeps on my head, sometimes on my face directly, sometimes on my throat. She's easy to distract. So, or she distracts easily, especially when she jumps on my back in the kitchen from across the room from a bar stool and latches onto my back in search of chicken and or tuna. So, let's take a look at the book, shall we? In chapter 1, we have fiendish divinities. And the fiendish divinities are like the lords of hell, the princes of the abyss, and so forth. Rakshasa immortals, Sakil tormentors, the nascent demon lords, the chitin demagogues, the demon harbingers, the infernal dukes, and so forth. So this contains, it has the rules for like everything from Abraxas to Zura. So let's find one. Jubilex, page 60. So Jubilex is the faceless lord. He's lord of chaos, destruction, evil, and water. And subdomains it has is catastrophe, demon, flotsam, and or jetsam. Now, I'm not talking about the Disney eel. We'll go to page 180 here in a second. And rage. He is disgusting, even to the point where other demon lords don't want to have anything to do with him. He has a corrosive touch, deliquescent blessing, deliquescent even, yes. The blessing of the faceless lords grants you a measure of kinship to jellies, oozes, and slimes. Wow. He's faceless. Exalted boons it has, and sentinel boons, toxification. So these are all things that he can bestow upon the faithful to him, and so forth. So it goes over quite a bit of stuff. The flotsam domain. You know that the sea's bounty takes many forms, including hidden treasures among refuse. The following granted powers replaces the cold resistance. Sift, once per day you can reach into water at a standard action and pull out an object with a maximum GP value of up to 50 times your class level. So you can just reach into the water and pull out gold. It reminds me a lot of the movie Dagon, if you've seen that. Which Dagon is in the Cthulhu mythos. And it's Father Dagon, Mother Hydra. And they are baddies, and if you worship them, you will slowly turn into a creature of the sea, but you will do so very wealthy. Then it has a description in chapter 2 of the fiendish realms thereof. Hell, Abaddon, or Abaddon, the Abyss, and other fiendish realms, which I guess they're too minor to really go into great depth. Like, if you're kind of evilish, chaotic-ish, evil-esque. And then inside the Book of the Damned, it has, so let's take a look at that and see what that's about. 8 cats. That's freaking awesome. I love it. I wish I could have 8 cats. We did have like 9 cats at one point in time. But they have since moved on to other places, and that they were all rescues. So including this little girl here. She was so malnourished it stunted her growth, so she'll never be as big as a normal cat. She's like 4 years old, 3 years old, something like that. And she's just a tiny little thing. So, in all the multiverse, no text is more dangerous than the Book of the Damned. This tome unflinchingly catalogs reality's endless bounty of outrages and intrigues. And within its pages, evils are laid bare, presented with no hint of either condemnation or exaltation. The lore within is terrible, but it is true, and it is still being written. So, this is the Book of the Damned. This is not the Book of the Damned. This is the Book of the Damned. But servants of the book, which this might run the thin line of fantasy and reality. So if somebody who was not quite on their game mentally would take this book and look at it, it might be the real book, and some people should not play. I've met some of those people. This is very much like the book of Vile Darkness from Wizards, um, and it has some pretty stunning detail. Fiendish influences, worshiping fiends, feats, domains and subdomains, spells, rituals, talismans, magic items, and artifacts, infernal contracts, and prestige classes. It includes, which adds to the already massive number of players options that you have. And then on page 214 it has a fiendish bestiary, which um, includes devils, demons, other denizens, petitioners, the asura, the nikaramsa, demons, sepsa demons, demodans, squamous, um, the galzarok demon, the executioner devil. Ooh, I must see the executioner devil. That's on page 247. Oh, no, there he is. Oh, he's cute. No, it's a she. Or, nope, it's actually kind of androgynous. Um, it's, they're called the Munagola, or the Munagala, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And it is categorized as female. It says corded muscles ripple under this massive devil's red skin as her black wings beat overhead and her black eyes smolder like coals. So, then it has the div, which the artwork again are the artwork are fantastic. So it has a metric buttload of which anime is this guy from? I wonder. Could it be a princess? Uh, Perhaps Mononoke? Let's see. Someone just asked if it has uh, fallen, corrupted celestials. So let's see if it does. Petitioners. Oh, wow. Petitioners are judged. They're sent to in the afterlife. They're sent to the afterlife as a petitioner. And depending on where they go, determines uh, like the larva petitioner, the damned petitioner, um, the hunted petitioner, the mutilated petitioner. Nice. Let's see. So let's take a look. And now I know that there are some of the bestiaries have the corrupted celestials in them somewhere. I'll have to look and see. But let's see if anything has that here. So the Nikaramsa exploits the hubris of all. It's a asura, which is kind of like an Indian, like Eastern India, like darkest India. The squamous demodan, that was never human, or it was never a celestial. Tyranny demons, the Dynachos, it's a clip-off, which is it's like a pre-demon. It's a pre-demon creature. It's a pre-demon abyss from the clip-off are demons from the abyss, creatures from the abyss before demons were there. There's the Rakshasa, of course, the boar. So no, this one does not have, to the best of my knowledge, anything on fallen or corrupted celestials. It does have excerpts from the Book of Darkness, the Book of the Damned, in pretty nice detail. It's pretty immersive. Um, so this book seems to delineate more of the, how can I say it? More of the relationship between uh, the prime material plane, humankind, I guess, or the like, and the infernal planes, the outer lower planes. Um, so it doesn't. I don't think it really covers or mentions the fallen. Let's go to page 172. I will take you to 172, which is fiendish influences, which might have a thing there. But again, this is cults of Asura, demons, devils. Some would call it daemons, but the AE diphthong is it's a funky and mutable thing. So these are all cults thereof. So I suppose now some of these feats are interesting to me, in that you can have fiendish patrons, and that is actually a feat called fiendish obedience. So if you had a um, yeah, demons, Daemons are like the Demodans. They're from Limbo, I believe. Is that right? Where are demons? Demons on page 222. What I was going to say, though, is that if you wanted to create a corrupted celestial, you would create them as a non-player character or player character, and they would take the feats that would like fiendish obedience, which your devotion to a fiendish patron, deity, demigod, or quasi deity, and you would gain boons from fiendish obedience, like what I was reading about Jubilex, how he could give you an affinity for slimes and so forth. So, but there's nothing pre-rolled for corrupted. Now, the daemons, Daemons, they are from Abaddon or Abaddon, and they are, in fact, they are, what is their alignment? Now, I've got a book about the planes from Pathfinder. Let me look back here again in the bestiary section and see. Yeah, the Demodans are, they are chaotic evil. Okay. And the daemons are neutral evil. So what is the plane of neutral evil? Um, the plane of neutral evil is that limbo? That is not limbo. That's true neutral. Hold on, let me neutral good. Here we go. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Carcery, Tartarus. Um, Neutral evil. The plane, specifically the plane of carcery or carcery, depending on how you want to call it, is the plane of it's the prison plane. Gods like Nerul, Yugoloths, um, and Demodans and Titans dwell there. Um, I'm looking here for DAE. No, not DZZ. Yeah, the Gray Waste of Hades. The Gray Waste of Hades is the winner, and that's neutral evil. And all emotion and compassion is drained away until only hopelessness, selfishness, and apathy remain, as Beatazu and Tanari meet and clash in a colorless expanse. It is also the home of the Yugoloths, the demons, Daemon. So, this is a very, bye Xena. This is a very awesome book. I'm loving it. I'm giving it 5 axes. It does what it says. The visuals are perfect, well written. No goblins. um, and the lore included in this book is extensive and very well thought out. So I'm going to give it 5 axes. That is Pathfinder role-playing game with the Book of the Damned, and again, it goes for $44.99. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. It's complete the collection, as it were. So, like I said, I give it 5 axes. It does exactly what it says. It's imaginative and it's creative. And the thing that makes it a little, excuse me, I'm allergic to Jubilex. The thing that makes it, in my opinion, more difficult for Pathfinder and those who follow Pathfinder and 3.5, the difference thereof, is that Pathfinder is taking stuff that's like already been written and owning it. And in other words, creating stuff like this when let's see, where is it? Here it is. Okay, so we've got this book and this book, right? The Book of the Damned versus the Book of Vile Darkness. Okay, how do you do this book when this one is already out, right? Without just straight up plagiarizing, which is a huge no-no, and it's undesirable too, because once you get a reputation for plagiarizing, you can, number one, you can get your ass sued off. But number two is, people, it's like, that's why a good band doesn't do much cover music, because if somebody wants to hear a cover of, say, Knights in White Satin, they'll listen to the Moody Blues. They won't listen to you doing it not as good. So getting that uniqueness for something that's already been done, to me, is harder than coming up with the original. That is open for debate. So what do you think? and it's not just what it is. It's what they've done with it. It's the open gaming license, the OGL, for 3.5, and now for uh, 5th edition D&D, has opened up things like Pathfinder, um, and they take things that already exist, give them a twist. But this book has given a new spin on the vileness, and so I'm giving it 5 axes because it's still, even though it's similar to the Book of Wild Darkness, a um, it is also an original work, original and creative work. Um, with that being said, um, I'm going to take a brief break. This is a review of the Book of the Damned, and $44.99 from Pathfinder. Go to paizo.com, Pathfinder, find it, or go elsewhere and see if you can find it cheaper. I bet you can find it cheaper, and we'll be done with that. So when I return, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something else. So don't go away. I will be back shortly. But for the YouTube video, I am Dr. Jeff Goins on behalf of the entire cast and crew of the Dwarven Tavern. We wish for you to want for nothing but adventure. And at first I feared it, then I charged. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.